Folks, do you own a business and do you like to use content marketing to sell more? Or are you just curious about some of the things that you can do with this new fancy software called Airtable? If so, you're in the right video, because today I'll be showing you how to keep track of your content ideas and how to create a content calendar in Airtable. Now, real quick, who am I? My name is Peter Akis. I teach people how to be more organized and more productive. Primarily, I do that by teaching people how to use task managers in a certain way, and in particular, to use task managers, one called OmniFocus and another one called Things. So I've got courses to teach you how to use those to be more organized and more productive, and the links to those courses are in the description below the video. I've also got a nice free resource in there, which is a weekly review cheat sheet, because I think doing a weekly review is the foundation of being productive. And I've got a lot of videos as well on YouTube on those task managers. Hey, but today we're talking about something different. Today we're talking about Airtable, which is this kind of hybrid spreadsheet / database app. And like I said, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to, from scratch, build a content calendar and a way for you to keep track of your content ideas in Airtable. Hey, let's get to it. Now I've got Airtable open right here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a base. And a base is really just like a database. So for those of you who are not used to the database lingo, no worries, I will explain that. So we're going to click Add a Base, and we're just going to click Start from Scratch. I'm going to call this Content Calendar and Ideas. Now you can see up here, I've already got my own content calendar and ideas, but I want to make it from scratch for you guys in this video. Just going to hit Enter, and now we've got a new base. So let's open up this base. So what are we looking at here? Like I said, Airtable is kind of really what it is it's a relational database app that you can put content in the same way that you can do with other databases like MySQL or something like that, but it's presented like a spreadsheet, and you can do some spreadsheety things with it. So the interface is really convenient. And yeah, that's basically what Airtable is. Now, when you're working with databases, you always have to think in terms of objects. And for each object, you're typically going to have a table. So in this case, we're making a content calendar for your business. Now, the two objects, and so the two tables that we're going to have is we're going to have one ideas table, which just contains ideas for topics. So you can call it topics as well. I like to call it ideas for content that you might create. And the second one is a table for your actual content pieces, which is not the same, because you might have one idea that has multiple content pieces associated with it. And in fact, we're going to set it up so that you can keep track of that relationship. Because like I said, Airtable is based on this idea of relational databases. So we have objects that relate to each other in a certain way. All right, if that all sounds very confusing to you, let's just go ahead and set it up and you'll understand it. So in Airtable, we've got this database open. They call it a base. And we have one table right now. And you can just create a second table when you click here, create empty table. And each table kind of presents itself like a spreadsheet, except it's really a table. What does that mean? It has rows, and one row is one entry in the table, and it has columns, and these columns are kind of like properties. So table 2, let's go ahead and rename that and call it content ID. Let's call it ideas. Okay, and this is like ideas for topics, or we could call it topics. You know what? Let's go with topics just to keep it easy for you guys. And like I said, we not only have topics, but we also have content pieces. So I'm going to call this one content pieces. Now, topics have a certain, they have some properties, and those properties are going to be columns. Now, the first one is the, let's call it a topic name. And let's go ahead and keep the notes field, delete the attachment fields. So what might be a topic name? Well, I'm creating a video on how to create your content calendar in Airtable. So I'm going to call it using Airtable as your content calendar. That's an idea for a content topic that I have. But this may result in more than one content piece. I may have, for example, a blog post that describes how to use Airtable as your content calendar. And I might also have a video, just like this video, right? So there's kind of a relationship between these two tables, and we want to indicate that somehow. So content pieces, what do they have? Content pieces are going to have a certain type. So if I right-click this notes column here, and I click Customize Field Type, I can actually choose from a lot of different types of fields. And one of the ones that I can choose is Single Select. It says single select allows you to select a single option from predefined options in a dropdown. So let's choose that one. And we're going to call it type. And we're going to click here, add an option, and I'm going to say blog post. I'm going to hit enter and choose another one, which is video. And another one I could do is email list article, because I have an email list and I sometimes send articles to my email list. So I'll click save. So now if I add an entry to this content pieces table, right, then I can give it a name. So let's just say test, and I can give it a type. And in the type, I can say this is either a blog post, a video, or an email list article. So let's say I'm going to call it a blog post. Right now I have a content piece with the name test and the type blog post. So what are some other properties that a content piece has? A content piece is going to get published on a certain date. It's going to have a publication date. So let's click here and add a field. I'm going to call it publication date. I'm going to click the drop down. I'm going to actually choose the date type of column of property, because a publication date is a date. I like to format it in the friendly way, and click save. And so let's say I want to publish this thing tomorrow. Today's the 17th of February. Let's say I want to publish it 18. Okay. We can add a second content piece, which let's just call it test 2 for now. And this is actually a video. And I also want to publish that on the 18th. Now, how are we going to relate these two tables together? These two objects. We've got the content pieces objects over here and the topics over here. How are we going to relate these together? Well, every content piece is going to have one topic. At least if you want to create good content, you better stick to one topic per piece of content. But topics can have multiple content pieces. For example, this using Airtable as your content calendar topic is going to result in our example, a blog post and a video. So let's make a relationship. You just click to add another field type over here in the content pieces table. And you're actually going to say link to another record. And we're going to say link to topics. Now, it says allow linking to multiple records, which we don't want because we want our content piece to link to one topic. Okay. And I'm going to call this field, not field 4, but topic. Now, when I do that, I can actually click the plus sign here, and it shows all the records that we have in the topics table. So let's have some other topics. Let's say introduction to OmniFocus. That's one of the pieces of software that I teach a lot about, and the other one, introduction to Things 3. So if I go back to the content pieces, now I can say choose from the topic, and it shows me all the topics that I've listed in the topics table. So let's say I'm going to click using Airtable as your content calendar. Now I'm saying this particular content piece, which is a blog post and is going to be published tomorrow, has the topic of using Airtable as your content calendar. I can go ahead and set that for the other one too, for the video that's going out tomorrow. Now we have this field over here. It's called name. It's a special field. And the first field in Airtable, in any given table, and columns and fields, I'm using those interchangeably, by the way. That's just relational database speak. So we call this a field. You can call it variable if you're thinking in spreadsheet terms, or column. This is sort of a unique identifier, and this one's called name. But I think that's a bit confusing. Like, what is test and what is test 2? So let's make sure that this unique identifier says something about the content piece, kind of summarizes the content piece. How are we going to do that? So right-click, click Customize Field Type, and we're actually going to say, we're going to call this one Content Piece. And scroll down, go to Formula. Formula is kind of like in a spreadsheety way. This is how Airtable is kind of like a spreadsheet. So I can use data that's in the other fields, the other columns, to populate this particular field. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to say the type. So you can just start typing type, and it says type field. Okay. And then you can just type and the ampersand. And I also want to have the topic. So if I hit save now, are you sure you want to convert the field type? I am sure. What is this going to do? It's going to say blog post using Airtable as your content calendar, or video using Airtable as your content calendar. Now we can we can make that look a little nicer. So actually say and then you can use these double quotes to actually just type text. So type in, let's see, colon space, and then what does it look like now? Now it says blog post using Airtable as your content calendar, or video using Airtable as your content calendar. And let's just do another one. Create a new record. We've already got one here. Populate it. Let's say we want to do a video also. And that video, let's say I published it this past Saturday. and the topic is an introduction to things 3. This is all hypothetical. Now it'll say here, video introduction to things 3. So this is kind of the summary of the content piece. Now, as it is right now, this is a way for you to keep track of your content pieces. You go into the topics table and you add a bunch of topics. And every time you think of a new topic, you just put it in here. Let's say I want to show you what I think of Notion. A lot of people ask me to do videos about Notion. That can be my topic idea, right? And right now, it's just empty. You see that just because we created this topic field here on the content pieces table that links to topics, automatically Airtable created a field in the topics table linking back to those content pieces. So the topic using Airtable as your content calendar has these particular content pieces assigned to it, which is pretty neat. And so you can just list all of your ideas here. And as you're actually going to create content pieces about those ideas, those will show up in the field here. But while we have the relation between the content pieces and the topics tables set up here, it's not very useful right now. So let's see if we can improve our database, our base here, to make it a little bit more useful. Well, first of all, Airtable has this concept called views, so you can look at your data in different ways. So if I just click over here, I can add a new view. And I'm going to add a calendar view and choose a date field, and I'm using the date field publication date, and I click done. And now I'm looking at the exact same data, except in calendar format. And you'll see today is the 17th. Scheduled for tomorrow is my blog post on using Airtable as your content calendar. Scheduled for tomorrow is also my video for using Airtable as your content calendar. And what, hypothetically, went out this past Saturday is a video on an introduction to Things 3. So already this is kind of neat, looking at things as a calendar. So you can actually rename your view. If you click here, and you can call it content calendar. So that's what I like to call this view. And you can switch back to the table view. And if I add a new entry, so let's say I add another video. Let's say that one went out the week before, and this one is the introduction to OmniFocus video. And I go back to the content calendar. You'll see it's on the calendar as well. So this is really handy, especially if you got lots of content pieces coming up. I just want to rename the grid view, and I'm just going to name it all content pieces table. Okay, so now when I'm trying to decide what to look at, I know what's going on. But you can do not only this. You can also say, let's add another grid view, and you can apply filters. So I'm going to call this one scheduled content pieces. And so this is a different way of looking at the same table, except what we're going to do is we're going to filter it by only and have it only show content pieces that are already scheduled to go out in the future. So I could do filter, add a filter where publication date is on or after today. Boom. Now it shows me the scheduled content pieces that are going out either today, maybe later today, or sometime in the future. But it has filtered out the ones that have already been published in the past, because those are not, scheduled. Those have already been published. So this is pretty neat. And another thing you can do is you can, of course, create a view that's like my past content pieces and things like that. Or you can create a view that'll show you all your content pieces that you've created, but that have not yet been scheduled. So if we go back to the all content pieces table, and let's say I just say, okay, I want to write a blog post, and the topic, we can add a topic here, by the way. Let's say the topic is what's new in OmniFocus 3.5, which just got released, I guess, last week. Okay, let's say that's a blog post that I want to release at some point, but I'm not sure exactly when yet. I can go ahead and under scheduled content pieces, you won't see it because it doesn't have a publication date. But I can go and say add a view, and I can say content pieces to be scheduled. And I can go filter where publication date is empty. There you go. Boom. And now it shows me only this one. Now, if I'm looking at content pieces to be scheduled, which means that they don't yet have a publication date, I might actually not want to see the publication date in this particular view. So I can just uncheck that right here, and it doesn't show it. then again, you may want to show it because perhaps you want to look at this periodically and actually assign a publication date. But for this example, let's not show it. You can also click, by the way, on this expand record here, and that just allows you to set all of the fields associated with this object, with this table, with this record in the table. Okay, so that's the basics of building the content calendar, and you can do a lot more with it. For example, in the topics table, I can say all topics for this view, but I can also, of course, create a view. Let's do it a grid view and call it topics without content pieces. And this particular view, I'm going to say filter where content pieces is empty. Now I'll see that this is the only topic I've got, well, I think of Notion, that does not yet have any content pieces assigned. And again, it may make sense to then hide the content pieces field, or I can switch back to all topics. Now, there's a bunch of different things that you could do with the content calendar, but this is the gist of it. And again, let's go to the calendar view so that it's more of a calendar. Of course, this is an example for me just working by myself of how I manage things. You might find that if you're working with other people, which by the way is really easy to share things in Airtable. I'm not going to show you how, but you can invite other people into your database, or you could have content pieces assigning, for example, like a creator, like the person who's in charge of it, right? And then you can have that be a single select, or I guess there's like actually a collaborator field. So you can click save, and then you can actually invite people into your Airtable and assign that person this particular content piece to do. So there's a lot more options, but I wanted to show you in this video how the data structure basically works and what Airtable might actually be useful for you. So that was it for today. If you like this video, obviously give it a thumbs up. I would also like to hear if you found this interesting or useful, because Airtable is not software that I've talked about before on my YouTube channel. Usually I've been talking about OmniFocus and things, which are task managers. Again, if you find yourself really overwhelmed, if you find yourself wanting to be more organized, more productive, check out my courses. The link is in the description below the video. But if you found this video on Airtable useful, and if you want to see more videos like this one, whether that's on Airtable specifically or on something related, let me know. I need your feedback to be able to make videos that you like. So thank you very much. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future videos. Hey, have a lovely rest of your day.